Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. The XFL to be the petri dish for football innovation. Prospect development is part of a partnership agreement with the NFL. The NFL and XFL have reached a partnership agreement that will focus on creating innovation programs and protecting the health of players. The XFL announced Monday, XFL officials made clear that the collaboration will not include players sharing for developmental purposes. But the alignment is notable given the growing number of alternative leagues in the football landscape. The XFL is scheduled to resume play in February 2023 under new owners Danny Garcia, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Redbird Capital Partners. News of the agreement comes as a revived USFL works towards its launch April. The deal is non-exclusive and does not prevent either league from working with others moving forward. The NFL and XFL agreement will give the NFL a petri dish to experiment with proposed rules, test new equipment, and develop prospective officials and coaches. XFL President Russ Brandon told ESPN, a Buffalo Bills executive for 2 decades, Brandon said NFL officials routinely discussed the need for such an outlet after NFL Europe shuttered in 2007. People would ask, what are the opportunities to look at the game through a different lens from a player development standpoint? Brandon told ESPN, how can you be an incubator or an accelerant in many different verticals, from officiating to rules innovations to playing surfaces to player development? You could go on and on. Any opportunity that the NFL has to advance the game of football, I think they've always been open to, and we've had some really good dialogue led by our ownership group. Garcia told ESPN that the partnerships with the NFL isn't intended to put the XFL in position as a developmental league. In both of its previous incarnations under former owner Vince McMahon in 2000 and 2020, the XFL could not use players under contract with NFL teams. The XFL suspended operations and declared bankruptcy in April 2020, leading McMahon to sell. Asked whether the NFL could one day evolve into a position to use allocated NFL players or construct another kind of sharing agreement as occurred in NFL Europe, Garcia said, that's a no. We are a spring league. We will play at the highest level in the spring. There is not the anticipation of any players sharing their changes, the dynamic. That's not how we're executing our vision. Garcia, Johnson, and Jerry Cardinale of Redbird Capital Partners met last fall with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell and Executive Vice President of Football Operations Troy Vincent to begin discussing the partnership. Johnson appeared on the field of Super Bowl LVI, announcing the impending kickoff to fans and the television audience. The XFL built this 2020 version as a reimagined brand of football and has plans to continue that approach, making the XFL what Garcia said would be a natural partner for the NFL. One of the things we made clear starting off is that we were going to take a stewardship position on the game and the game of football, expanding it and being impactful to the industry. Garcia said, so I would say the field sees us as what we are, which is deeply leaning into innovation. And we were confident that having important conversations and articulating what we wanted to accomplish would be advantageous to anyone sitting in the room with us. We're excited about that. Our relationships with football and NFL are deep and long-standing, so it was a natural process. In a statement released by the XFL, Vincent said the XFL has shown us that innovation is one of its core principles. We're hopeful that this relationship will support further development and improvements in the game of football at all levels. The XFL's football staff was a regular presence at recent All-Star College Bowl games. Brandon said the league is working on plans for regional combines this fall where it will test new approaches to evaluating players with an eye toward opening training camps by January 2023. And this is something that Vince McMahon Great job in what he's done, of course, bringing XFL back out. This is what he should have done in the beginning, but now you got the different partners, The Rock and other people. Basically, they are going to basically implement stuff which will help the NFL, which they can take from them, be able to use it in their game, test equipment, test things, which will basically help improve the brand of NFL football because now you're not having competition, you're actually having a league that's going to push you to get better. The XFL is going to be in spring, so that means basketball is in trouble. Is already in trouble. It's going to be in big trouble because now when the NFL is over, you probably will have some of those guys that you saw in the NFL might make their way to XFL, ball out, do their thing. They might stay in the XFL. The XFL might hire on players who are star names who may not have cut it in the NFL, but come to the XFL and ball out. The quarterback for the Panthers, the backup, the black quarterback, I can't think of his name, but he was awesome. He was awesome in the XFL, and that's the reason why he got a job with the Panthers because he balled out. So this is very innovating for the NFL and XFL. I can't wait for the XFL because I just can't get into basketball. Basketball is just terrible. You know, it's terrible. It just hasn't been it for me. And now that we're gonna have this come back, this is gonna be great. Now, now here's some more information on Brian Flores. He claims he was offered money to keep quiet after the firing. Um, the former Dolphins head coach Brian Flores said team owner Stephen Ross offered him millions of dollars to keep quiet after he was fired in January. In his first interview since joining the Pittsburgh Steelers coaching staff, Flores, who is suing the Dolphins, the NFL, and other teams alleging racial discrimination, told HBO Real Sports Brian Gumbel he refused to sign a non disparagement agreement or an NDA so he could speak out about his experience. Flores attorneys Doug Wigdor and John Alefterakis joined him on the show. I think just signing that separation agreement would have really silenced me, Flores said. When asked about Gumbel, how much money he left on the table by not signing the agreement, Flores said a lot. Alefterakis chimed in and said it was millions of dollars. And this statement was given to CNN. The Dolphins denied Flores' claims. Now, this latest assertion by Brian Flores that Steve Ross mentioned an NDA to him is categorically false. This just did not happen, and we simply cannot understand why Brian continues this pattern of making unfounded statements that he knows are untrue. The Dolphins said this. The Dolphins said this, and they also said we are fully cooperating with the NFL investigation and look forward to all of the facts coming out, which we are confident will prove that these claims are false and defamatory. Flores' lawyers responded to the Dolphins on Twitter by posting images of what the attorneys say is the non-disparagement agreement in question. The interview is the latest salvo in Flores' legal battle with the NFL. The Dolphins, the New York Giants, and the Denver Broncos over allegations of racial discrimination. Flores, who is black, alleged in the suit that Dolphins owner Stephen Ross offered to pay Flores to purposely lose games in order to secure a higher pick in the NFL draft and encourage Flores to purposely violate league tampering rules. When he refused, Ross then led a campaign to treat Flores with disdain and held out as someone who was non-compliant and difficult to work with, the lawsuit states. Flores also accused the Giants and Broncos of carrying out sham interviews in order to comply with the Rooney Rule, which requires teams to interview at least 2 minority candidates for open head coaching jobs. The Dolphins fired Flores in January at the end of the latest NFL season. He went 24-25 in 3 years with the Dolphins, including a 9-8 record this season when Miami missed the playoffs. He has since been hired by the Steelers as the team's senior defensive assistant / linebackers coach under head coach Mike Tomlin. So this is what I'm talking about. Everyone was coming on here talking about, oh, this is going to be forgotten about. This ain't going away because they showed the NDA on Twitter. So if this NDA and everything is correct, Stephen Ross and these guys could mess around and have their ownership under fire. Now, I believe Brian Flores in everything he said. I don't take him as a man who would risk everything just to make up lies. But with this information coming out, this is going to be even more damaging to the NFL. And this is why the NFL is trying to interview with that black man to be a future owner. And guess what? He has a white wife. Go figure, huh? The NFL is just, dog, listen. Just admit you're racist and prejudiced. That's it. You can't keep doing this in a century where you have black players as being your majority of the best players in the league. 70% of your teams have black players that are on the field of play. I don't know if I said that right. But all this I'm saying is allegedly. All this is allegedly. Don't sue me. Don't Tasha K me. This is allegedly. But see, this is what I told you. Brian Flores smelt crap, and he smelt it. Now, all of a sudden, the NFL is trying to partner with the XFL. You know why they're trying to partner with the XFL? Because you know why? They're going to start putting black coaches over there, putting them through a trial. Then they're going to start bringing them up like at least 1 or 2 every other 2 or 3 years. But they got to at least have 3. They're going to try to have 3 black coaches or 4, and then they're going to hire a black owner. They're going to hire a black owner. I don't know if it's going to be sooner or later. Then they're going to be like, see, we got a black owner. So we're not all the way racist. We're cool with John. And the black guy going to have a name of a white guy. They're going to have a white wife. They're not gonna put a real black person as an owner. No, they can't do that. Can't do that at all. You see, this is the stuff that we fight against every day. This is the stuff I love to bring up because I love football. I can't help it. I played football. I'm from the South. Football's in my blood. I mean, it's going to run in my blood, and people are going to ask me, you always talk about racism and prejudice. You're racist and prejudiced. Well, yeah, I am. I'll be that. If I got to be racist and prejudiced for my words to get over to the dumb people over there who are blind pink folk and blind Latinos and Latinas and everybody who's blind by how black people continue to be treated like crap, and you goddamn immigrants come over here and you think you're better than us? Because you're able to give a loan. You're able to open up a store in where? The ghettos. And who's in the ghettos? Who occupies the ghettos? Black Americans. So until then, I will be that way. I'm here to give my voice. I'm here to state my voice. Because this isn't just the only platform I'm trying to get things done. In the future, trust me, when I get my money right, trust me, I'm going to open up other things, and I'm going to be going around the U.S. as well, and I'm going to be interviewing black men, black women. I'm going to do interviews, and I'm going to talk about what we could do better and what has been done and what's not being done. Talk about the real. This is going to be something that's going to be off YouTube as well as on YouTube. And that's my dream, to have my own type of news, have my own news network, not no BS that other people talk about. Or I'm bringing back journalism and realism. None of that fake bravado, none of that narrative making things. This isn't narrative. This is the truth. Brian Flores was done dirty, and they're trying to bring this XFL. The NFL is trying to get their hand on it. They're trying to partner with the XFL so they can basically send players there and be able to get their players to train, so XFL can, as well as just get random players, they also can bring NFL players in who are on contract to develop and to get themselves better and to work on developing their game, which the NFL should have been doing, because NFL Europe really helped the NFL and develop players a lot. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit that notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you guys love what you hear, you can donate to the page by going to my link in my description box. You hit that link, it'll take you to my Cash App. You guys can donate $1, donate $1 million, whatever you're willing to give, we accept. Also, when the video is premiering, I say preview. when the video's premiering, and if I'm doing a live, you guys can super chat. If it's just $1, that's cool, man. You know, you don't have to. If you just giving $1, I'll accept it. Each person who gives $1, like if 10 people give $1, that's $10 from me. That's to grow the page. It's not to take your money and splurge on things. It's to build the page up, because I really want this platform to be bigger than life. I'm telling you, I'm aiming for 1 million subscribers. And every day is going to be challenging, but we all can get there together. So, thank you for listening. I'm out. Deezy.